we can't approve this surgery because we don't have enough documentation to support it.
How does anybody afford that?
Yeah.
And that's not the scariest part.
Good grief, girls. That's why we can't have nice things.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. They want to know what you're doing.
So at that point, she is really panicking. It's like, what in the world? I was like, we're going to figure it out. Hey everyone, welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. We have got a major medical update for you today. This is one that we've been waiting on, and so have y'all. But before we get into that, we've got a major problem that we've got to deal with. The recent rains have made a huge mess in one of the animals' pens, and we're going to try to fix that. So come along with us and let's see what we can do. Also, if you have not subscribed to our channel, we would really appreciate it if you go down there, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn the notification bell on so you don't miss any of our content. Doesn't cost you a thing, but it makes us feel really good to know that you're here and enjoying our content. So be sure to do that and come along with us for this adventure. Okay, so this is the mess we've been dealing with. We've been telling y'all we were planning on either moving them or upgrading their fence or pen some, and the recent rains have forced our hands because until we just got all that rain just the other day, this was not like this. No. They don't seem to mind it at all because they are loving it, but we want to get them a spot to where they can get up here and get out, so we're going to expand their pen out here. For right now, we're just going to do it one more panel wide to give them a little bit longer in here, and then like I said, it's not going to be long as big as they're getting, that they're going to be going in with Hulk, so we don't want to go crazy, make this really, really big where it's a bigger mess for us to clean up later. So we're going to go with one more wide and see if that's not going to be good enough so we can at least get their water put up here and also their feed, because it is down in a mucky mess right now. Like I said, doesn't seem to be bothering them at all because with these hot days, they are loving this mud. So we don't want to take this away from them. And their hut is still dry inside there too. We had some hay in there, but they've wallered it all out and everything. So I don't know if we're going to put any more in there, if we're just going to let them keep the cool dirt, because like I said, with it being really hot, they're enjoying being able to stay cool in the shade and in the cool dirt. Yes. But I'm fixing to go get the tractor. We're going to pull their water out, see if I can get this feeder out and get it set over here. And then we're going to expand things out and hopefully they'll enjoy it. I think they're going to tear up this grass really quick, and it's probably going to look like this before you know it, but at least it's going to be better for a while because we've got some more rain coming and we don't want them to just be stuck in a muddy mess. Like I said, and then hopefully soon they'll be going in with Hulk, and next thing you know, we'll have some little babies coming along.
Woohoo!
Try to tip. Lift up slowly.
Lift up.
Ah! My good old straps are all nasty now.
Goodness.
Is it coming out?
Yeah. Okay. Well, now we can get to work.
Yeah, which I think what I'm going to do to make this easier. I wish they would stay away from me, but
I can maybe put some grass over here.
I don't know. Will you go grab me that other shovel right there? It's not that. I'm going to get this cleaned up and ready first.
Okay. They're so curious. It's crazy.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. They weren't so sure what to think.
Huh?
They weren't sure what to think. Hey, get back. I don't want your mud.
But then I wonder if I should overlap these one. Hold these together like right here, so it doesn't come apart whenever I... Okay, maybe.
There we go.
And then I'll have to pull that one around. We'll do this corner, and then I'm going to take that loose and then overlap them. So
Okay.
the pigs will be in here for that portion.
Yeah.
Lining up.
This one's kind of bent slightly.
Yeah. Can you hold that? Oh, it don't pop me in the eye.
I'll put my foot on it like I did last time too. So that seemed to really help.
And then I'll drop the post in. That'll really do better. I think we can probably go. Oh yeah, I gotta
Oh, overlap
fix
that.
this.
Yeah.
Just so that it's not got a weak spot.
Yeah, they're already rooting up the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness. Good grief, girls. That's why we can't have nice things. Delaware loves it. And the girls have been out doing their chores, and then it's such a beautiful afternoon, evening. They're in the front yard playing now, so. Yeah, they will have this place free of grass in probably 2 days at the most. I don't know what they think they're doing. They're
Huh?
so excited.
What are you doing, pig?
They want to know what you're doing.
I'm not done with this yet.
Yeah, they've both been testing the limits. That was the first thing Delaware did, was like root all the way around the edge on the other side.
Well, they need to stop that.
I know. But your reinforcement on the other smaller pin definitely worked, so.
You better quit.
Mm-hmm.
Pinch your ear.
It's a rock, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seemed like we had so much time earlier and don't know where it all went. It got dark quick.
Why you always come over here by me? Y'all too friendly.
They are friendly.
Y'all are too friendly.
Delaware was the squealer, wasn't she?
Yeah.
When we first got her. Definitely not so much now. She's like your best buddy.
She knew what her fate was going to be and figured she better change.
Well, apparently it worked.
Yeah. Because you're probably not going to be a pork chop now.
No. But I think less than 24 hours they'll have this grass gone now. I said 2 days, being generous. But they've almost destroyed like half of it now, so.
Yeah.
All right, so it got dark on us last night and my phone died. So couldn't show you the finished product and we worked for a while after the phone actually died. Here's what we wound up with. They still have their little area over here. They've got their cool dirt underneath the hut, which they're snoozing this morning. And yeah, like I said, it wouldn't take them long to destroy this, but it looks good, nice and expanded. And we're really proud of this. I'm really thinking that this is going to be the best thing for them.
Well, the roller coaster of a ride during Kimberly's medical journey continues. You want to tell them what happened?
Yeah, so after we filmed the last video, told you guys about, just having to send everything to insurance, I called them and I was like, hey, I need you to make sure you do these prior authorizations, because we'd had some stuff that they didn't send in before and they had to redo it, go back and all that, which they got it fixed. John Hopkins is really good about that. But I didn't want that to happen for something this big, or to get up there and then be like, oh, we can't do it because they, haven't gotten it yet. So I was just waiting because they were like, yeah, we'll take care of it. And then I get a letter in the mail from our insurance, and it says that we can't approve this surgery because we don't have enough documentation to support it. And I'm going, okay. Kind of, freaking out a little bit because, this is like something we've been waiting for so long. And
that's when the panic really set in, because we're just assuming that they've sent everything and they're saying that's not good enough.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, we have done so much testing and stuff leading up to this and tried everything else. What else could they want? Mm-hmm. And then whenever she called, we got a little more information.
Yeah. So I started calling anybody I could call. I called the hospital, which they're so separate in their business office and everything. A lot of them different sections you have to leave messages for. Sometimes you get a call back, sometimes you don't, I guess of sheer volume of things. But I called the insurance and they reassured that they were working with them. They had requested documentation. It was going to be fine. And then I also looked in my chart. I realized that the day after I got that letter that the PA had actually documented a really, really long deal from the last time she called me when we planned for surgery, we planned for the monitoring, everything. And it had my entire history, all of our history of testing and everything. It was very, very thorough. And then I was like, oh, that's what that is. Because I'd seen that pop up, but I didn't know what that was for other than, just their documentation purposes. But no, I think it was to send to insurance.
Yeah.
Well, then a couple days later, actually about a week later, I got 2 letters in the mail.
Yes.
And these say, you're approved, your request for, these 2 surgeries and your inpatient hospitalizations have been approved.
Yes.
So it's like, Thank goodness.
A huge sigh of relief. So now we're on go. Like, yes, it's set. We're good to go. We just have to figure out how the monitoring goes to figure out what the next step's going to be. And so we're still kind of in limbo on that stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and then I was at work and I see a notification for my chart pop up on my phone. I was like, okay, this is weird. You know, I'm not expecting anything. And it's
I just get a screenshot of a estimate.
Yeah.
And without much explanation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I was just seeing sticker shock right there. But I pulled it up and it was like, this is your estimate for your patient responsibility.
So let's stop with it. Leave in the comments, or what do y'all think the whole surgery is going to cost? The monitoring and the surgery. Leave that down in the comments what you think it is, and I'm fixing to tell you what that's going to be. And then, like I said, we knew that price was going to be high because, I mean, the surgery's just expensive. Yeah. So the total cost for the surgery, hospital, and all that for both procedures, $181,000.
Yeah.
How does anybody afford that?
Yeah.
And that's not the scariest part.
Yeah.
This is the part that really had us like, what in the world are we going to do? Because I was like, I don't know. We got to do it. We're going to have to figure it out. And we may be paying them forever on a payment plan. But the patient responsibility that we were so shocked on the estimate, $68,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is the point of insurance if you're going to have to pay $68,000 still? And that's another thing. How does anybody afford that?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't understand how anybody can actually get by with that. So at that point, she is really panicking. It's like, what in the world? I was like, we're going to figure it out. But I was like, there's got to be something wrong. So I immediately reach out to we have an insurance liaison at my work, who she is great. And if you have any speed bumps, she'll get you through them. So I message her and she's like, I'm on it. I'll check and see what it is. So we wait around, and she had reached out to him, and she's having to wait for some response and everything. So I told Kimberly it was late in the afternoon. I was like, what if you just call the insurance and ask, like, see if you can get a hold of somebody? And she's going to wait till the next day and then realize they were open for 30 more minutes.
Yeah.
So she called because I was like, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I was like, I know we're still going to go through with it because we have to. But I was like, what in the world? I was like, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah. No.
So she calls them, and
yeah, the lady who answered the phone, they're always so nice.
Always.
But I told her what I was needing to verify, what's going on with this. And she looked at it, and I told her about, I was like, is this being billed as in network? What is the deal? And she said, no, that's not right. She said, and she double checked because I was like, maybe something happened with the new year. And then I was like, well, no, we had stuff done after the new year. But still, I mean, now we've almost met our deductible. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And she said, no. She said, I think they just billed it wrong. She said, they just ran it through wrong. She said, because you are in network. And she told me again, we knew what our max out of pocket should be. And she was like, oh, you've almost met your deductible. But she's like, yeah, your max out of pocket is this, which is significantly lower, much more manageable than the $68,000. So she reassured me about that. And I told her, I was like, okay. I said, I was just worried. I was like, because I need this done. And she was like, yeah, no, it's fine. She's like, I've got notes from yesterday. They called yesterday. I was like, oh. And she said, you want me to read them to you? I said, yeah, absolutely. So she sat on the phone and read all the notes from their call the day before. The estimate department, I guess, and the billing office, I guess, had called to verify the approval status.
Yes.
So she said that they called to verify that. She said, we told them that you are in network with us and you are not an out of network. You don't have out of network status. So she said, that's actually on my log right here. And she gave me the reference number for that call.
So what the deal with that is generally if you're an out-of-state patient, you're most likely going to be out of network.
Mm-hmm.
But the way our insurance is, it's a special kind of plan. I'm not going to go into all the letters and stuff because different letters mean different things. But with ours, as long as their state participates in that company's plans within that state, then our insurance will fall as in network.
Yes.
And so that's the reason, since we're several states away, they keep billing stuff as out of network. We're technically in network because they're a member of our insurance's little company, or however they do it. I don't know the correct terminology, but the fact that they participate, the fact that our company is in network in their state, then us being out of state, it's still in network for us too. So they're just billing it as out of network because we're out of state, because like the insurance we have is so-and-so insurance of Arkansas, or like of Maryland and stuff like that. But as long as they participate in that company in their state, then ours counts as in network because of the special plan that we have. Yeah. Which we knew it was working out before because we've received other bills and everything has been billed in network, even though we thought we had got past all that, because initially we had to jump these hurdles talking about how we were in network and they had to check, and they've been billing everything right. So when we initially saw it, we just did not know what the deal was because everything... Blizzard! No! Leave the... He's tearing up that box.
Oh no. That's gone.
Come here. That's mine. Give me that. Goodness. Yeah, so Blizzard decided to take off with our apple wood chunks for our smoker. And I had to go get them from him because he wanted to chew on... He's going back up there. Blizzard, no.
Come here. Come here. Come on.
You know you're not supposed to be up there.
He never gets on the porch.
Come here.
I guess they smell good.
Come here. Calling.
Come here, Bubby. Come on. Come here.
Okay.
It's like he's my dog.
Okay, so that's the deal. We didn't even think about them billing it incorrectly as out of network because we thought we'd already crossed that hurdle and everything had been fixed since then. We still have several thousands of dollars to pay, but not near as bad, not anything like $68,000.
Yeah.
Like what we've got, I mean, you can see an end in sight.
Yeah.
But
that's the good part, but it's insane to me how much that cost. Well, and the crazy thing to me too was that the surgery is not the most expensive thing. It is the monitoring. The monitoring is the much more expensive thing. The surgery was significantly less overall.
Well, the monitoring was $105,000 just for the monitoring. That's like according to their bill. Like I said, I know all that will be probably adjusted with insurance and all that mess, but $105,000, and then the other was $75 and some change.
Yeah.
I mean, it come up right at $181,000 altogether. So that's what I was shocked to. I was like, why does the monitor cost more? And I still don't know why, but
I don't know. But that includes the insertion and then the hospitalization and then all the monitoring. So I don't know.
So we say all that to say this. Even though it's been a crazy roller coaster of a ride, ups and downs the whole way, this has been the whole time since your first surgery. It's actually looking on the upside now, and we're pretty hopeful. Like I said, we've got the surgeries and stuff scheduled. The bills and stuff, we've got that lined out where we know what to expect there and can plan for that. Now it's just a matter of figuring out once they do the monitoring which surgery they're going to do and whether she's going to be down for 2 months, 3 months, or however long. Yeah. And that's another thing too, that it's been kind of hard planning our trip. We've got the flights because we know that we've got to get up there, which with the shutdown, who knows what that's going to turn into. But not looking forward to that because I'm like, if it gets close and we're still in this mess, we may end up be driving again. I don't want to, but I really don't. But for the hotels, we don't really know what to book because they were like, we're pretty sure, and everybody is pretty sure that this monitor is not going to show anything really wild that would change the surgery. But there's always that chance that it is, and so it's cheaper to book stuff in the long term versus the short term, like for the whole stay versus having to break it up. But there's always that chance that if the monitor finds something crazy, then we don't have to do the surgery and we get to come home after a week instead of 2.5 weeks or 16 days, however long it is. And so we've been holding off on booking any kind of hotels or Airbnb or anything, because I'm trying to decide if we want to just chance it and wait till close and then just go ahead and maybe there's a last minute deal and book the whole thing, and then it's still cheap enough that it's worth doing. And then if something happens where they cancel the surgery, we're still ahead, or if we should book like a week at a hotel and then book something else for the rest. Because, well, actually, I had a nasty comment about this that was talking about us talking about the money of stuff, and like that pretty much like she's going through brain surgery, put her up in a 5-star hotel with room service and somebody to wait on her hand and foot. And they didn't listen to the part where it's going to be broke up into two things. Like the part where she's like, before she has the surgery, there's a hotel really close that'd be very handy, but the beds are terrible. So that's where we were talking about, like, when she's not actually going to be there, it's not that big of a deal because pre-surgery, we can handle the hard beds and stuff, and then I'll be right there close while she has it, and then picking something a little farther that's more comfortable farther out. And that's where they missed the part that of staying cheaper versus not. It's just a matter of comfort. And we also have to be real. I mean, stuff costs money. We have to take care of it. It's not like, if we could, I would blow all the money we could on making sure she was as comfortable as she could be. But we're a team in this, and we've talked about it. We have the reality stuff. We still have a farm and our family to take care of, and it's not like we can just go, okay, let's go spend money on this 5-star hotel. I mean, we want something that's a balance between affordable and comfortable.
Well, and the other thing of that is, I am the one doing a lot of the hotel checking. He's looking up like names of hotels and things. I'm the one who reads reviews and says yay or nay on these. Even though like he's going to be the one that's primarily there. I mean, it's not that he's picking it for me. We are truly a team in this. Like when we find a hotel, hey.
Yeah, I usually have all the apps and stuff for the prices, and then whenever I find something, I send her. And then because I do not like reading reviews.
I'm a crazy review reader.
So I'm just pretty much like, if there's no bugs, and I'm okay. But like, she's I'm
a little more particular about things.
Particular. And so I'm like, here are these options. Look at that and see what's best. And sometimes we'll find one, sometimes we won't. But like I said, an Airbnb we think would be the most comfortable, but just trying to find one. The problem is the cancellation on those are not as good as a hotel. Like I can do a hotel and cancel the day before. An Airbnb, like a lot of them, I'd have to cancel a week to 2 weeks before. And that's for a partial refund. So,
well, and okay, the thing about the surgery happening versus not happening if something crazy shows up, we don't want that to happen. We want the surgery to go on because the crazy things that could pop up are a lot more difficult to deal with in the long term. And I mean, it's a long-term problem that never gets fixed. I mean, not saying that I'm going to be 100%, because Kiari is, I mean, it's just a thing you got to live with after they do as much as they can do. But these other conditions come with a lot worse, outcome and prognosis. So that's not what we want to find. We want to be like, okay, we're free and clear, let's do the surgery, let's support your brain, and let's go on with it.
And that's where they're leaning, but they just are like, we want to make sure that we don't do this and there's something else going on.
Yeah, and Johns Hopkins is like very particular about that. Like they won't do this type of surgery without doing the monitoring first. In most cases, probably in a few crazy cases, but I've not read of very many where they don't do this monitoring first.
At least on the adult cases.
Yes. But yeah, so that's the whole deal about trying to figure out where we're going to stay and how long to book for.
Yeah, and the other thing with that too is like the ones that are really close, the hotels, the valet park, most of them have valet parking, and that's outrageous.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, you can Uber everywhere and do all that, but you're also having to rely on somebody else the whole time. And if you have a car, I mean, like if he needs to go to the grocery store and go pick up something and bring up there, I mean, you can't do that. You can with an
but
Uber.
You're going to end up paying more for Uber that way.
You're going to pay a lot of money, and then you're going to have to wait to go, and then you're gonna have to wait to come back. And because I mean, we did it this last time.
Plus, even after just the stuff you had done this last time, they're not the smoothest drivers. They're in a hurry to get you there, and like we're hitting holes and stuff, and it was pretty rough. So
yeah, I cannot imagine having had the surgery and then having to ride in the back of a car he gave me an upgraded car on the way back from the last procedure.
Yeah, trying to make it better, and it was a little better, but it's not like where I can take it easy and avoid potholes and things like that. So that's the other thing with that. But like I said, it's just a matter of getting through it. And like I said, we just really appreciate all of y'all's prayers and support.
Very much.
And we'll get through this. Like I said, it's one of those things, like I said, part of the problem is it's booked out so far, it's just having to wait. And so like it probably seems like we're doing a lot of rambling, but sometimes it's just good to talk things through. And we have so many of y'all sending prayers and just asking how things are going and checking on her and everything. And so we want to give you all an update too, as we know. And like I said, on this one, like I said, the initial sticker shock is not near as bad as what we thought. Yeah,
I'm really, really thankful for that. And I'm really thankful for good insurance and that, we got it all sorted out in the end.
Yeah. But I think that's where we're going to wrap up this one. We're fixing to go get some supper and get all that done. And then hopefully we'll see some of y'all at the expo.
Yay! Excited.
Because when this goes out, the expo will be just a couple days away.
Yep.
So that's all we got for you now, and we'll catch you next time on Grounds Family Farm. Bye.
Bye, guys.